Hello everyone, it is Tuesday morning and I'm on my way to work, and guess, look, I finally have a baby with me. Yay! It's just been so hot here lately that I just didn't want to take the chance to bring a doll with me. So you were seeing me a lot, but also I did a lot of running after work, and I don't like leaving the dolls in the car, so I don't take them out in public with me. So this is about as public as I get, aside from going to an area far away or something. Then I will, because no one knows me there. Anyway, we've been getting tons and tons of rain. We're under like severe thunderstorm warnings, watch. I know one's worse than the other, and I don't recall which. My phone was blowing up last night with all of the announcements, but it's been raining since Saturday, and it's supposed to go up and through Wednesday, I believe, maybe even into Thursday. The creeks and lakes and any type of water source is overflowing. I suspect we're definitely going to experience some flooding in this area. My dad lives kind of near a creek, and but his house is up far enough. I think he'll be safe. We'd have to get really bad rainstorms for his house to flood, because he's not only on a little hill, but his house also sits back further from the creek. So anyway. But yeah, you're staring at Elizabeth, and she's sleeping. Looks like she's having a dream maybe or something. But I got her dressed just a couple of days ago into this cute little outfit with cherries on it. I think it's Carter's, and I believe it's an older Carter's, not like vintage, but I think it's just an older Carter's. And yeah, I put this cute little headband on that is the same color pink as her trim on her little romper, and she's barefoot. So yeah, I had her arm propped up, but apparently that fell down. Yeah, she's enjoying a slumber as we head up the road. But I've been trying to catch up on some videos here and there. If I've watched any of your videos, I've commented. I'm severely behind, of course, and I'll probably continue to be the trend. But I'm trying to do what I can to catch up. But if I sound funny at all, I have a terrible ulcer underneath my tongue, and oh, my mouth hurts. Like, it hurts to talk, and I feel like I'm talking funny because I have this thing under my tongue, and it's awful. Like, I've been doing everything I can to try and get rid of it, and it's just it's stubborn. It wants to stick around, I guess. So I'm trying to deal with that. But yeah, it's really gray and sort of yucky here. The grass is beautiful. I mean, I don't think it's been years and years since I've seen such beautiful grass in our area in July. Because usually in July, a lot of times we start experiencing kind of a drought situation. Not this year, obviously. We got tons of rain. So, and more to come. My mom called me yesterday, and her car, like, flooded. She has a leak somewhere in her vehicle, and she had puddles on the floor in her car. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? And she's like, yeah. So I went to her house, and she had it pretty much sopped up with towels and stuff, but I told her, I said, well, I said, leave your windows open, because she parked her car in the garage. She had it sitting out for whatever reason, and these last few days have been just downpouring, torrential downpours, and she had all of this water in her car. So she's going to be looking at taking it to the garage to see if they can figure out where it's at. Maybe a seal is broken somewhere. Something's going on. She has a moonroof, but she said it's not coming from that. She said it's coming in along the wall somehow on the outer side of the vehicle, because it's just running down onto the floor. So, because the seats aren't wet or nothing, it's just the floor. So, I had a car that did that before, and man, was that annoying. Like, every time it rained really hard, that's when I'd get water in my vehicle. And I was never so happy to get rid of that vehicle. But, because we never could figure out where it was coming in from. It was just, happening. So, anyway, Elizabeth, So you're sleeping away. So I hope everyone's doing well. We're all doing well on our end. Callie got another job. She is going to be working at the YMCA in our area. So that's exciting. She turned in her paperwork, I think, yesterday. Because she's going to be working with children, she has to have, like, the be-all, end-all of background checks and all of that in order to work with children. So we were supposed to do that too. I mean, we did it once at the university I work at, but then they determined that they weren't going to make all employees do it. They were just going to make some employees that interact directly on a regular basis with children, have them do all of the background checks. So I got out of it now. Mine have since expired and everything like that. And of course, there's all kinds of trainings we have to do too on how to report an issue and stuff like that. We have to do that, I think, every 3 years. And then there's one we have to do every year. So it's just, with all this child abuse and everything and sexual assaults and stuff that especially have blown up in the media, and there was an incident that happened at the university I work at that was huge and cost the university millions of dollars. They're going to the extreme. Everyone is going to the extreme because they want to keep kids safe, and I totally get that. Not complaining whatsoever. I'm just saying that was like a major change for most people, because we didn't have to worry about this stuff before, and now we do because of that incident. It's a shame that we couldn't have been better at being proactive instead of reactive, but I guess it's better late than never in some degree of that. So, and it's raining now. It was like we had a lull there for a little bit, and now it's raining again. So my boss is back today from vacation, so she's probably going to have a lot of catching up to do. She was gone for 2 weeks, and it was weird because she doesn't normally take very many vacations. She's just one of those people that don't take vacations that often. And it's not a money situation, because when she goes on vacations, she takes like really nice vacations. I think she just is a workaholic and she can't seem to let go. She has like death grip on her job and everything. She's got to be in her late 50s, early 60s. course, I don't know how old she is. She's a very private person. She gives me little tidbits once in a while of her personal life, but that's all I get. And I try to encourage her to talk, but I only get little snippets of information. But she's just that generation, you know, that most of the people I know in that generation, they're workaholics. I mean, they just, no matter what they did, they, you know, they don't rest until they feel satisfied. And if that's working 90 hours a week, then so be it, you know. So anyway, she'll be back today. I've gotten emails from her while she was on vacation. She told me I'm going to try not to do my email. Well, that was a big fat fail. I'm going to have to tease her when I get in there. Say, I thought you weren't going to do any email while you were away there, Linda. She was like, I know. What are you going to do? So anyway, we had a retreat yesterday for our staff. It went over very well. They enjoyed the day. We had a couple discussion panels about how we utilize part-time staff in each of our locations, which that actually went overtime. We need to continue the conversation. We were talking about how we want to do that. And then we also invited someone from another department to talk to us about a new method of putting course reserves on, the electronic course reserves. So that was done yesterday too. And there were some questions and good conversations with that. And then of course we had lunch. We did like a potluck thing, which was awesome. We did like salads and fruit. So people brought in various types of salads, you know, like a chicken salad type thing, all the way up to like leafy green salads, and then there was a grilled veggie type salad. That was interesting. Looked beautiful. I didn't try it because I had so many other things on my plate. I couldn't fit everything on my plate. And then I took like a fruit salad, and some other folks brought some other desserts. So it was great. It's always nice to have a meal together with your coworkers and your employees. But then after lunch, we went to another building on campus, and that building had a display in it, and it was a virtual reality display of, they called it zombie ants. And it's research that's going on, or has been going on for many years, I believe. And it's some sort of virus that infects a certain type of ants. It's the red-legged carpenter ants, I believe. And they get infected with this virus that essentially takes control of their motor skills, I think, and their, it does something that enables them to lose control of their legs and stuff like that. So it's a virus that actually kills them, and it's only that species that contract this virus. And it was a virtual reality walkthrough of how they contract the virus, and it's also can be spread onto other ants. So I guess the reason they call them zombie ants is because they lose a lot of their normal functions, and they do become zombie-like. Not in a case of, eating flesh zombies, but more or less like a brain-numbed animal that just reacts without thought process type thing. So that was really interesting. Oh my gosh. It was the coolest thing ever. In fact, I want to go back and go through the simulation myself, because it was a virtual reality, like, augmentation of the ant, and you could walk around it and, you know, look up above it and underneath it, and it was just really cool. And we were doing it as a group, and it was like a little iPad you held, so it was hard to really see you know, all the details. So I definitely want to go back and do it myself at some point. I'm gonna wait till this rain gets out of here, though. This rain is crazy. I might drag one of my coworkers with me and say, hey, I want to show you this zombie ant thing. Like someone that didn't go yesterday. But yeah, so and there's also one of our colleagues is expecting a baby. She's expecting a little boy, and we're having a baby shower kind of on Friday, so she has no idea about it. It's a surprise, and it's not going to be anything huge. There's only 5 of us total, that's including her, so it's not going to be a big thing. But I'm excited because I got to go baby shopping, which I haven't done for a little while, because I've been trying to not bring so much stuff in my house, because I have so many things now for the babies that I didn't want to keep buying more. But yeah, I got to shop for a real baby, which was fun. I haven't been to a baby shower in a long time. It's really been a while, so anyway. So yeah, I thought I'd give you some updates on what we're doing, show you Elizabeth. She's still sacked out there. I have her currently up for sale, but I'm seriously considering taking her off the market. I've done this twice now, and I put her up for sale, and then I changed my mind. And it's only with her that I do this. The other babies, if I decide to sell them, for the most part, I sell them, and they're gone. And sometimes, even though I don't want to sell them, there's a part of me that's, you know, that's feels okay with letting them go and, you know, moving on. But for some reason, with this girl right here, I just have a problem selling her. I don't know what it is. I mean, and I have no watchers on her either. There was watchers, and now there hasn't been any. And that's usually my indication of, okay, I either need to take better pictures, or, yeah, I need to cut it. But it's not just that. I mean, I'm just emotionally connected to her, I guess, in a lot of ways. This baby is an early on doll that I added to my collection when I discovered reborns. She's not the first one. I don't have any of my first ones, but she's really early on. She might have been like the 3rd one maybe that I got. And I don't know, when I received her, to me her painting is, and the camera has a horrible way of not picking stuff up, but her painting is beyond, like, to me her painting was ahead of its time at the time. Like, I didn't see very many dolls that were painted as beautifully as her. The veining on her is just amazing. It's probably one of the most beautiful veining I've ever seen on a doll to date. And she has kind of a peaches and cream like skin tone, but she's got, you know, like the strawberry kiss marks and things like that on her. I don't know. Her painting is just amazing. Her fingernails are beautiful. Now, with that said, there's some things that I would change too. Like, I feel like her eyebrows are kind of maybe a little too thin. Her lip color, I would probably change. It's kind of it's a real pretty color, but it just looks not as realistic as, you know, lips look, I guess. And then her painted hair, I would change just in the back. There's just the way it's done in the back. But aside from that, I mean, I just think that this baby is ahead of its time back then when I got her. And plus she resembles me as a newborn, which, I don't know, I guess ties me closer to her in some way. I like the way she's weighted and the way she feels and everything like that too. I like Laura Tuzio-Ross's sculpts too, as well. I mean, I always have, ever since I discovered her as an artist and sculptor. So, you know, I mean, the first silicone I ever fell in love with on pictures was Alejandro, the awake version, her very first one that had blonde hair. I fell in love with that baby, but there was no way. I think that doll went up to over $10,000 or something on eBay. And that was back then. I mean, he was just it. I was like, oh my gosh, if I ever get a doll like that, I will be so amazed. But, you know, it's funny how you see dolls in person that were dolls that you really loved back then, and you could see like the differences between different sculptors and different artists. It's really amazing to see all that. And sometimes your opinions might change. Like, you might not think it was a certain doll was as great as it was back then, but you can still appreciate the detail and the work that goes into them, you know, regardless of whether or not you would still bring it into your house or not. But yeah, and Laura Tuzio-Ross, she's just a really nice person. She signed my Elizabeth when I took her to New Jersey. So that's kind of special too. That's sort of another reason why it's like, I shouldn't part with her. I really should not part with her. So I think when I get to work today, I'm going to take her off eBay. I didn't post her anywhere else. Well, yeah, I posted her on my page, but I'll take her off that too. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I don't have much else to report. We went to Knoebels on Saturday, and we got kind of rained out. We were there for several hours, and it rained off and on, so we just kind of enjoyed the park in between raindrops. And then all of a sudden, like at 2 o'clock, the sky opened up and it just rained heavily the whole time. So we left then at that point. I think we left at 3, so we got everyone around and got to the car. So that was the first time I think I'd gone to that park and got rained out like that. And it wasn't like we didn't check the weather. The weather was showing that it was supposed to be overcast, and it was supposed to not rain until closer to 5. So we usually leave around 3 or 4 anyway. So we thought, oh, well, we'll still be able to go. Overcast is nice because the sun isn't blasting on your face and head. Because I get headaches if I'm out in the sun all day. I tend to not get headaches if I wear a hat. I think the sun beating down on my head has an effect on me there. So, but yeah, the overcast part was great. And the rain, not so much. But we had fun. We did have fun, regardless. Because you're at an amusement park. How could you not have fun? No matter what the weather is. But I told the girls, I said, don't worry. I said, we'll definitely go down again in October. They have an October thing down there. It's like over 3 weekends. So I said, we'll pick one of the weekends and we'll go down. And we'll have fun down there on that day, and hopefully that day will be dry. And you can get on all the rides except for the water rides in October. So, yeah, that's the only thing that's not working that time. But yeah, that'll be fun. Right, Elizabeth? Yeah, she's all sacked out. Alright, everyone. I will probably talk to you in my next video, of course. I don't know when that will be. I seem to be trying to keep up at least one a week. So you can expect another one next week from me. And if I miss a week, it's probably because I just had, you know, an overload in my schedule and I couldn't fit it in. It's easy to fit it in the car because I can't do anything else but drive and talk to you all, which is kind of fun. Makes my commute go a lot faster when I have something to talk about. But yeah, I hope everyone is doing well, and I will see you all in your next video or mine. Okay, everyone, take care, and bye-bye.